All right, welcome on in everyone to this episode of First CSP, the channel dedicated to bringing you the first council shoulder patch issued from each council in Scouting America, both past and present. Today we're going to take a look at Abraham Lincoln 144 out of Illinois. This council was originally formed as a name change in 1925 from Springfield 144. And we've got the first issue on the patch table here. First issue S1 is defined with its white border, green background, white name, full face, and that is what defines the first issue. Instead of being a profile of Abraham Lincoln, he is looking forward. It's perhaps not the best rendition, and why they maybe changed it. And the state outline in gold with nothing in the center. So those are the two hallmarks here of the first issue, S1, for Abraham Lincoln. The gold outline of the state of Illinois has nothing in the center, and it is a full front face for Abraham Lincoln. This is the older style cloth back for the S1. They then kept the same design as they moved to the S2. They've just changed the focal point for Abraham Lincoln's face to then be a side profile, which generally looks a little nicer. Here is an example of the S2. The S2 has two variants, the S2A and the S2B. The primary distinction between those is the S2A has vertical stitching for the green background. The S2B has horizontal stitching. I do not have an example of the S2B. And then the S3 also has horizontal stitching, but doesn't have a part in his hair. I don't have an example today of the S3 either. I just have the S2A. I do, however, happen to have two examples of the S2A. They definitely had a couple of production runs, and we can see this when we look at the Serving the Heart of Illinois. The reds here are definitely a little different. Also, the brown used for Abraham Lincoln's hair is a little different between these two. So they had a couple production runs for the S2A. You can also see in departing from what we saw on the first issue, they've now put a fleur-de-lis in the center of the gold outline state. So yeah, you can see we've got a little bit lighter brown on this S2A and a lighter red. Then we get a little bit darker brown on this S2A and a much darker red on the thread. I don't think that is a distinction of, like sun over time or anything like that, fading over time. I do think that these are two distinct production runs for the S2A. If it were the S2B, Abraham Lincoln would look very similar, but would have horizontal stitching here in green for the background. And if it was an S3, you would not see this part in the hair. The hair would kind of connect across the head, I believe. We'll contrast our S2s with the original here, pull it off and put the first issue back up here. So again, you can see the stark contrast between the first issue and the second, where Abraham Lincoln is staring at you, and it maybe is a little unnerving, and Abraham Lincoln's side profile, which is a little more comforting. I certainly prefer the second if I had to wear it on my uniform for my council shoulder patch. But those are the first issues there for Abraham Lincoln 144. Hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Again, another brand new episode tomorrow. You can always check our back episodes anytime, 24/7 on the channel, on YouTube, at your leisure. Hope you have enjoyed the content and are sharing it with your friends. We do really appreciate that. Until tomorrow's episode, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you on the next one.